For the city of Dundee, the Hungry 30s were much more than a trite phrase. There were 18 children in the McTaggart family, sharing their clothes and claiming their welfare food. One of them would become a champion. Boxing is the hardest game, and yet the simplest. Hit without being hit. Throw a punch, avoid a punch. The coaches call it technique, but to the romantics, it is class. And Dick McTaggart was never short of class. Boxing was not a means of escape, but a way of passing the time, and Dick learnt his craft long before his teens. His escape came with service in the RAF, where boxing gave him a certain status and brought him his first painful beating in the ABA final of 1954.
Dave Chandler was the one that stuck in my mind, because it was up and down like you the whole time. That was the first time I lost in ABA. It's the first time we'd been down, I think. So it always sticks in my mind.
But he learned from that defeat, and he won the first of his ABA titles in the Olympic year of 1956. His place in Melbourne was guaranteed, and his chances were improving with every passing week. By now, he was working on a training program with the Olympics in mind.
Such a train what they do now, and running, sparring, or everything. Early to bed in these days, but they don't go to bed early nowadays. It's all wrong. A year before we started special training, things like that. And they were slowly building up and building up. By the time Olympics come on, we're right over a peak. So it was great.
He loved everything about Melbourne: the weather, the village, the people, and the feeling that he had nothing to do but prepare for the fights of his life. His progress to the final was typically methodical. With admirable economy of effort, he stabbed and shuffled his way past a stream of bewildered opponents. He knew little of his final opponent, simply the fact that he was the champion of Europe. And the fight plan was equally vague.
I was told by my coach, I forget his name now, Chief Roy, he says, just go out there and box like you've been boxing all the way through the competition, and you have nothing to stop you winning this gold medal.
Dick McTaggart in the all-white colours versus Harry Kershot of Germany. Keep your eye on McTaggart in the white. He was later awarded the Val Barker Trophy for the most stylish boxer of the whole tournament.
Not changed, have you?
Yeah, still fast look. She just watched.
Still good looking. What's his name?
Harry Kershot.
Watch McTaggart's right hand closely. We repeat, the all-white boxer. There's a knockdown coming up, the result of a nicely timed straight right.
It looks good, doesn't it? So I'm going to come back if I could box like that now. That's where the power came from. It was the right hand, not the left.
He's more experienced than the wiry-haired McTaggart, but the southpaw stance seems to be causing him a lot of trouble. McTaggart's right hand is certainly earning him a lot of points. And another knockdown coming up.
It was just like a sort of straight with a little hook at the top if you watch closely. There it is, and the hook behind it. My own style, yeah, it was a straight punch from most of your hooks. Or uppercuts. Just depends.
Kershot is fighting mad. And therein lies the difference between these two. One, a fighter throwing wild, swinging punches, and the other, a cool, calculating boxer, stepping inside the swing, scoring again and again with well-aimed, straight-arm punches.
Well, he was coming with his head all the time, Kershot. I think this was the last one, right? I can't say he was lucky.
McTaggart's right arm is working overtime. The points in his favour are steadily mounting. The German Kershot is good, but this time he's met his master, and try as he will, he can't get the upper hand.
It was getting very, very tired. I think he was tired as well, because there was no power in his punches at the finish. So, but of course he had 5 contests all against. He was more tired than me, I think.
His double victory must certainly be a great lift for the British boxing world.
I think I boxed exceptionally well in that one anyway.
The final results for the lightweight: Dick McTaggart first, Harry Kershot second, Anthony Byrne Ireland and Anatoly Lagwetko of Russia equal third.
And when it was over, they awarded him the Val Barker Trophy as the most stylish performer of the Games.
I don't ever remember you being that.
What? Doing that? That's what says being the first time seeing this. Brings back happy memories. I'm very slow now, by the way.
So Dick returned with his fellow gold medalist, Terry Spinks, and an armful of glittering prizes.
Dick, are you pleased with winning this trophy for the most efficient and stylish boxer?
Yes, very pleased.
What have you done with the trophy now?
Don't know.
Helping to prepare a great welcome for the conquering hero were two of Dick McTaggart's brothers, one of them back from Suez just in
There
time.
was thousands and thousands of people lining the streets. And an open air bus and oh, I broke my then.
The brilliant young Scottish
Didn't
lightweight
realise it was that famous. Flags everywhere.
awarded to him as the world's most stylish amateur boxer. The McTaggart family is a large one, but Dick's grandmother was second to none in her delight over his great triumph in Melbourne. For the time being, at any rate, the splendid trophy was to stand beside the magnificent collection of trophies won by Dick. Well done, Dick. Your family, your hometown, and all Scotland are proud of you.
But pride pays no bills, and the boxing world awaited his inevitable move to the professional ring. Stubbornly, he disappointed them.
It was awful lot of money to turn professional. Money isn't everything, is it? I think it was clever enough to stay away from the dangers of that. To turn professional, you've got to be dedicated, very dedicated. I was dedicated to boxing, but not as much as that, 7 days a week and all this kind. I couldn't do that. I like a social life as well.
Instead, he took a string of low-paid jobs as a joiner's mate, a rat catcher, and for the past 25 years, an oil technician with Rolls-Royce. They were the kind of jobs which allowed him time off to prepare for more attempts on the Olympics. In 1960 in Rome, he won a bronze medal. 4 years later, he fought in the quarter-final in Tokyo.
And Kule has won. Jerzy Kule of Poland has beaten the former Olympic gold medalist Dick McTaggart. The brave bid of McTaggart at 29 to win a third medal in the Olympics has failed, but Dick failed very gallantly.
The Olympic career was over, but the ABAs allowed him one more chance to make some history.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner is McTaggart.
And he has. Dick McTaggart is ABA champion for the 5th time. And that is an astonishing record. It is more than 30 years since anybody last won 5 ABA titles. You are witnessing a little piece of boxing history here tonight. An amazing match. People standing now to get possibly what might be their last glimpse of McTaggart leaving the boxing ring.
634 fights, 610 wins.
Right, you don't see a crew cut like that nowadays, yeah. Someone says it never changed. I'd like to thank you for giving me that anyway. It was very good, isn't it?
It's great. I mean,
I can show my children, my grandchildren. And I'll say your grandfather was good, you know.
And Dick McTaggart in the white is fighting out the final of the lightweight division. McTaggart is British and his opponent Kershot of Germany. Works better with the lens cap officer. Russia took 3 gold medals, Britain and America 2, Germany, Hungary and Romania 1. McTaggart's straight arm won out against the German swinging punches, and the Britisher was awarded the Val Barker Trophy for best style of the game.
The Duke of Edinburgh visits Port Phillip Bay to watch Blue Bottle, owned jointly by Her Majesty and the Duke, take bronze medal.
Sasuchin was injured in training. lightweight. Great Britain again represented. Dick McTaggart in the all-white colours versus Harry Kershott of Germany. Keep your eye on McTaggart in the white. He was later awarded the Val Barker Trophy for the most stylish boxer of the whole tournament. Always difficult to handle, the southpaw stylists were well to the fore in Melbourne. Watch McTaggart's right hand closely. We repeat, the all-white boxer. There's a knockdown coming up, the result of a nicely timed straight right. Soon on his feet again, Kershott is full of fight, eager to get in close and attack the fast-moving Britisher. He's more experienced than the wily-haired McTaggart, but the southpaw stance seems to be causing him a lot of trouble. McTaggart's right hand is certainly earning him a lot of points, and another knockdown coming up. Back on his feet smartly, Kershott is fighting mad. And therein lies the difference between these two. One, a fighter throwing wild, swinging punches, and the other, a cool, calculating boxer, stepping inside the swings, scoring again and again with well-aimed, straight-arm punches. Always the master of the situation. McTaggart's right arm is working overtime. The points in his favor are steadily mounting. The German Kershott is good, but this time he's met his master, and try as he will, he can't get the upper hand. Of the 161 boxers at the Games, there was little doubt that McTaggart was the outstanding stylist. He well deserved both the Olympic gold medal and the special Val Barker trophy. His double victory must certainly be a great lift for the British boxing world. The final results for the lightweight: Dick McTaggart first, Harry Kershott second, Anthony...
Chaji of Hungary. Second lightweight semi-final then. Dick McTaggart for Scotland. In the dark gear boxing the Hungarian representative János Chaji, number 133. Usual deliberate McTaggart tactics. He'll wait as long as he can to try and draw his opponent into him, lure him to come in, and then wrap him smartly with counter-punches. But Chaji obviously knows all about those renowned McTaggart tactics. Dick McTaggart there, of course, a veteran of the ring, although he's only 25 years old. He's had some 325 bouts and won 310 of them. And in case he gives the impression that he doesn't hit hard, McTaggart can also deliver a damaging punch. He's won about 74 bouts inside the distance, which means that he's no mean hitter when it comes to flinging a punch himself. And crossed his own left there and got through to the head with it. Now there's the difference. When McTaggart chooses to cross his left, he usually makes sure he can land with it. Chaji, on the other hand, takes a chance flinging over a right hand, often when he's no chance at all, and just bruises thin air. McTaggart getting in with it again. Never a glove laid on him there. And again, Chaji's warned that he's not using the glove properly. He's not throwing his punches the right way. He draws a public warning for it this time. He's hitting with the inside of the glove. And another rabbit punch. And wildly out of range now, the Hungarian. Big cross about that public warning.
McTaggart boxed the first two rounds in his usual rather laconic style, conserving his energy, trying to bring his man into him, draw him onto the punch, and countering smartly. But sometimes not smartly enough to stop Pahonin getting through his guard and, on one occasion, drawing blood from McTaggart's nose. McTaggart, always elegant, always laconic, but sometimes appearing not to be working too hard, actually forcing the Finn into a lot of offensive errors. But certainly Pahonin is the aggressor all the time. Now he's trying to nail McTaggart into that corner, but Dick just wouldn't have it. McTaggart knows too much to be cooped up in a corner like that. But so far it's all right hand from southpaw McTaggart. And he walked into rather a bad right-hander there. McTaggart, of course, coming back after announcing his retirement from boxing. Beat Preston McFarlane of the Woodside Club in most convincing fashion, and his comeback bout, the referee stopping the contest in the second round. But he's not looking terribly forceful tonight, although the old artistry is there, and some of the old speed. Pahonin forcing the fight all the time. Could be that he takes the judge's eye on sheer aggression. He's going to McTaggart and occasionally getting through his guard. McTaggart, two good right hands there. Stopped the Finn from nailing him with a right-hander that looked threatening. And now both these boys bleeding very slightly from the nose. Just a smear of blood around the nose. McTaggart getting him with a good left there. ABA champion in 1956. 60, Dick McTaggart there, drawing blood from the Finn as the bell ends that lightweight bout. And Dick's back with a win. Back in the big time. It's Dick McTaggart starting off with a win against Conan of Finland. A points win for Dick McTaggart.
And the news we have from the Safari Gardens is that in the ring now in the second round of a lightweight contest is the Olympic champion Dick McTaggart from Dundee, who's wearing the dark vest and is the southpaw, leading with his right, against John Leckie of Melbourne, Australia. It's the second round. I think McTaggart's won the first all right, and it looks to me as though McTaggart is in the sort of form that won him an Olympic title. He's boxing very coolly, very carefully, and most skillfully. He's raised a slight swelling on Leckie's left eye from that pinpointing right hand, that southpaw lead of his. It's a sparkling little contest, very clean, very skillful. And this Australian is a wonderful little sportsman, a young man, only 18 and a half. Once when McTaggart did a very neat piece of manoeuvring, of footwork to get off the ropes, Leckie gave him a little nod and a smile, as much as to say, well done. Trying hard to get through all the time, Leckie, number 32, the Australian from Melbourne. But running on to those swift counter-punches that McTaggart likes to throw. End of the second round. Leckie right at the end there, got through with a couple of good punches. He puts on these little bursts of assault and sometimes gets through, but I think the points are piling up for McTaggart. Leckie is only 18 and a half. McTaggart over here is 22, the reigning Olympic champion, trying now for his second international title. He won the Val Barker Trophy in Melbourne when he was acclaimed the best stylist of the whole Olympic Games. He's the reigning ABA champion, He's also RAF champion and Scottish champion. He's a real champion of the world. Now let's have a quick glimpse of Leckie, just behind his Australian trainer. 45 contests, he's won 42 of them. And he's reversed 2 of the defeats. And the only man who's ever beaten him and he hasn't had his revenge is an Indian called Sundarao, who's also boxing here at the Empire Games, and Leckie says, I'd like to meet him and have my revenge on him. It's the last round, with Leckie, in my estimation, got a little bit of work to do to pull up. McTaggart, of course, is the man everybody wants to shoot down. Every lightweight in these games wants to shoot down. Bit of bandage coming adrift from Leckie's right glove. Compulsory count of 8 because he was over the ropes, and if you're supported by the ropes, you are technically down. Under international rules, if you're down, you take a compulsory count of 8, no matter if you're still on your feet. Or picked off Leckie by a perfect right counter by McTaggart. This is real Olympic form from McTaggart. This is just the way he looked in Melbourne. It's the sort of form we haven't seen from him too much since he came back from Melbourne in December '56. And now McTaggart is right on top, and he's getting savage, and the punches are going in, and Leckie's getting tired and a little discouraged. Don't forget, Leckie has only had 45 contests, and McTaggart's had nearly 250. No, Leckie is beaten, and the referee steps between them, and he says that's enough, and rightly so. This little sportsman from Melbourne put up a gallant contest, but he was outboxed, outclassed almost, by Dick McTaggart, who wins his opening contest in these Empire Games, which will be going on Monday, Wednesday and Friday this week. We shan't know the champions until Friday night. There's a long way to go, but McTaggart is through the first round.
Yet, apart from a silver and 2 bronzes, we still had another gold to come. The man who won it, Dick McTaggart of Scotland, wearing number 69 in white, was one of the cleverest amateurs Britain has ever produced. His opponent in the final, Kurschat of Germany, found, like so many others, that McTaggart's southpaw counterpunching was infuriatingly accurate. He always did just enough, and even in this Olympic final, he cut it close. But gold it was for 21-year-old McTaggart, a cook corporal in the RAF, one of 6 boxing brothers from Dundee. Unlike Spinks, he never turned pro, but he took from Melbourne not just a gold, but also the award as the best technical boxer in the Games. The successes of McTaggart and Spinks brought our total of gold medals in Melbourne to 5.
And so we move on to boxing, and the hope that we had that Dick McTaggart will perhaps repeat his successes in Melbourne and Rome. This is his bout against Jerzy Kulej of Poland.
And so we come to the 3rd and final round between number 31 Dick McTaggart of Great Britain, from Scotland, and number 218 Jerzy Kulej of Poland, the European champion. They're boxing for a place in the last 8 of the light welterweights, and this is McTaggart's toughest opponent in his half of the draw. If McTaggart can get past Kulej, there's no telling what he might do in this competition, because this is one of his really tough opponents. And I make them pretty well level after 2 rounds. I gave Dick the first round by a shade because of his better boxing at long range. Kulej, I think, stole the second with a big effort towards the end of the second by coming in close. So now it all depends on these last 3 minutes. Has McTaggart got the strength to keep this at long range against a very tough opponent? Acts 29, and he's beginning to soak up a lot of right hands. Kulej now going all out for a win. McTaggart now very much on the defensive.
Cooley not giving him time to pick up points. Halfway through the last round of McTaggart's third Olympic bid. Each time before he's picked up a medal, a gold in Melbourne, a bronze in Rome. And in Tokyo, what's going to happen? It looks as though the pole may be beginning to get on top. Last minute. Dick breathing hard. McTaggart sensing he's got to pull something out here. Cooley working very hard indeed, as he has from the second half of the second round on the whole of this one. Half a minute to go. Cooley going all out to win here, the European champion against the former Olympic gold medalist. Cooley working hard, and it looks as though strength and youth is going to tell. This could be the end of Dick's Olympic career, because I don't suppose he'll ever get another chance. And Cooley has won. Jerzy Cooley of Poland has beaten the former Olympic gold medalist Dick McTaggart. The brave bid of McTaggart at 29 to win a third medal in the Olympics has failed, but Dick failed very gallantly.
But Dick McTaggart is out like all the rest of the British.
So the old man himself, McTaggart, enters it.
Bout 25. The light welterweight final between, in the red corner, number 20 on your program, R. McTaggart of Scotland. And in the blue corner, number 18 on your program, L. O'Connell of London. McTaggart in the red corner, O'Connell in the blue corner.
McTaggart from the left is 29 and has already won 4 ABA titles, bidding now for his 5th. Appointed Corporal Pip Taylor in the semi-finals earlier this evening. All these men have boxed already once this evening in the semi-finals. His opponent here, Larry O'Connell, who outpointed Peter Hughes of Wales in his semi-final. O'Connell, the man who recently beat McTaggart on a club show in South London. That was in February. And against that, O'Connell, the man who was beaten by McTaggart in the 1963 ABA final. So what we're seeing now is a repeat of what happened in this ring 2 years ago. But O'Connell certainly hopes it won't be an exact replica. So McTaggart bidding for his 5th title, the former Olympic champion, against Larry O'Connell, who will be 27 in June. McTaggart is 29. McTaggart is the southpaw, which I suppose must be the most superfluous piece of identification I've probably ever took. Well, no, they've both been on the floor. And I may say you don't often see either of them down there, even if it is only for a slip. Well, the thing with McTaggart these days is that you must not allow him to go at his own pace. He's beginning to feel his age a little bit, and he wants to go at his own comfortable pace. And so, therefore, you've got to shake him out of it, and this is what O'Connell's got to do. Well, here's the man himself. If he wins this title tonight, it'll make 5 ABA championships, and it'll put him among only 7 men in the history of these championships, which go back to 1881, who've won 5 or more titles. It'll be an astonishing feat. It's his 8th Wembley appearances. There were 3 other times when he didn't win the title, including last year when he was beaten in the semi-finals. And apart from all this, Olympic champion in '56, Olympic bronze medalist in 1960, and of course, again, an Olympic representative in Tokyo last October. European champion 1961, Empire Games champion back in '58. Just over 600 bouts this man has had, and he's been beaten 22 times. Let's look at the man who might make it 23, Larry O'Connell. From the Fitzroy Lodge, who'll be 27 in June, an England international from Erith in Kent, who's been boxing in top class for some 7 years. It's the 3rd time O'Connell has been to Wembley. So we've got 2 really experienced Wembley men here. O'Connell in the striped vest and McTaggart. That's a neat right hand from McTaggart. Caught O'Connell completely unawares. McTaggart is determined to win this title for the 5th time. You can see it written into him. Come on, lead to me, he's saying. McTaggart is a vastly different man when he's in a championship bout than when he's boxing on an ordinary club show. He really is. O'Connell standing off, and you won't get anywhere doing that with McTaggart. McTaggart is a counter-puncher all the way. It's 2 rounds completed, and if you ask me, it's going to be all on the last round. Larry O'Connell, who works in Bond Street in London as a silversmith's engraver. He's done a lot of work for the royal family and for the Churchill family. A married man, with 2 children, a boy of 7 and a girl of 6. He's boxed against Russia, Hungary and Scotland. He's had 154 bouts and he's lost 32. A former corporal in the Royal West Kents. Incidentally, that's Roy Francis, his trainer there with him. You might remember Roy Francis, the man who once knocked out an American boxer called Frankie Davis in this very ring, caused a sensation about 10 years ago. Let's look quickly at McTaggart, the man who's won the ABA title in 56, 58, 60 and 63, possibly making his last appearance at Wembley, because he says that he's going to retire this year. He's just changed his job, so I shan't get into trouble anymore calling him a rat catcher, because he's now working for an engineering firm in Glasgow. The last round of the light welterweight final. McTaggart boxing for his 5th ABA title against Larry O'Connell, the man he beat in this final in 1963. McTaggart doing the usual cat and mouse stuff that he loves. Four right hands in O'Connell's face there, and O'Connell getting a bit rattled. This time for holding. And there's 1 minute to go. That's a good right hand. The old champion here, producing all the coolness, all the composure of a man who's seen it all before. But O'Connell doing all the forcing. And there it is, the end of a battle of 2 very experienced men and old rivals. McTaggart, the man who has won every conceivable honor in amateur boxing. There isn't one title that he could have gone in for that he hasn't won. McTaggart from Scotland, I suppose the most successful amateur boxer this country has seen for perhaps 30 years. O'Connell, this veteran England international, who may also be having his last chance here tonight to win an ABA title, because he too is getting on. And now we shall see whether McTaggart has made it for the 5th time.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner is McTaggart.
And he has. Dick McTaggart is ABA champion for the 5th time, and that is an astonishing record. It is more than 30 years since anybody last won 5 ABA titles. You are witnessing a little piece of boxing history here tonight. An amazing man, being cheered all the way out of the ring. 29 years old, McTaggart, champion once again, and he becomes only the 7th man since 1881 to win 5 or more titles. And McTaggart will be going to Berlin next month for the European Championships because he's already been selected by Scotland in their team. And McTaggart being clapped all the way back to the dressing room. Well, it's a very sentimental moment. People standing now to get possibly what might be their last glimpse of McTaggart leaving the boxing ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, bout number 25 is the final of the welterweight class.